and AK, one of the one of the top dogs here in the Nationals with Shaheen, Geese, and Akuma. And we discussed this before. He has a Fakum Ram.
Mhm. I really wouldn't be surprised to see AK bring out the Fakum round for game 1 and just game 1, depending on whether or not he wins or loses. Because so far he hasn't won on the character. Might change today going up against Pica, but again, even if he does drop that first game on the Fakum round, we know that he has that Shaheen, tried and tested, very consistent performances on that character. He knows he has that one to fall back to.
Yeah. Yeah, a trend we've been seeing is, people experimenting with these new characters, AK being one of them. Coffee Prince really trying to get all the experience he can with Leroy. And now, here we have it. AK, an Eagle versus an Omega. And Pica, hot off the heels of a great match against Mouts, he has to be have a little bit of confidence heading into this match. Oh, and the finger hearts coming out of AK. Yeah, don't let the smile deceive you, ladies and gentlemen. AK is dangerous with a capital D if he has a fight stick in his hands.
He's gonna look at you like that, and then when you play Tekken against him, he's just gonna absolutely maul you.
That's true. Again, a question in everyone's mind. Will the Fakum Ram receive a buff now from AK? Will his Fakum Ram be leveled up compared to yesterday? Because he wasn't able to secure some wins with Fakum Ram, but you saw that he had one. So is he going to bring it out today to see how it fares, or is he just going to go for some points and really jump in the leaderboard, the scoreboard today?
Again, like I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't be surprised to see him bring it out. It's very early into the conference, so still a lot of time for them to, move around these characters, really look for what makes them comfortable heading into the later half of the conference.
And as of now, if you look at the scoreboard, he does have 4 points. He is tiled with Jules and Maru. So again, AK's, I think his mentality is it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. I want to gain as much as I can. I want to be able to test out which characters I'm most comfy with coming to the playoffs. So we'll see if that'll be the case with Pica, because another question in everyone's mind is he going to stick with the Master Raven, or is he going to stick with Armor King, or bring out a new character completely?
He might stick with the Armor King. It's already warmed up, already locked and loaded, ready to go up against AK, and we know how tough it is to go against AK. We can't keep stressing that enough, how big of a challenge it is for any player to go up against him.
It's unquestionable how big of a task Pica has ahead of him. He's going up against the 3-time champ of the Nationals, Conference 1, Conference 2, and Season Finals. He's a medalist in the SEA Games. So this man, AK, 2 letters in the English alphabet that, if you put them together, strikes fear into the Tekken community. Should not be taken lightly. AK, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and if you really can't pull any punches here, if you want to go for that victory, you gotta go all out, basically. Try to throw AK off his game somehow, if it is ever possible. I am very excited for our featured match.
Very true. The 65% win rate, if Pica is able to pull out a victory, what a huge boost of confidence that would give him as the Nationals rolls on.
And, one more thing here, Poch, that could be a factor is Pica has momentum on his side. It's a very real thing, especially in these fighting games. Pica just coming off of the back of a victory against Mouts could carry that over up against here AK, who really hasn't warmed up for today yet.
That's true. So, in the online factor, just jumping into a game without being warmed up could be something that these esports athletes have to adjust to. But they are giving us some great matches in high-level Tekken. So, never count AK out. But when it comes to momentum, Pica has the slight advantage because of what a great performance he had against Mouts. And you saw the movement was crisp, punishment was on point, and the character knowledge of him is just insurmountable because of his background being a coach.
Yeah, definitely familiar with a lot of these matchups. And Pica as well, I know he spends a lot of time in the lab, really testing out a lot of his combos. We're talking about Pica and his play style. As a player, wants to go for the max damage, even though it's hard execution. He really wants to go for those big damaging combos, and we know he's capable of it. We know that he can pull.
I would like to highlight that him and his brother, I always say they're like Terminators. they learn, they adapt, and then they get better as the nationals rolls on. They are lab monsters, like you mentioned. They want to look for every possible solution, but not just anything. They want to go for optimal. They want to go
Mhm.
for the most damaging combo because that's how they work. Their execution is on point. Their work ethic is unquestionable, and I'm pretty sure they're hungry for that nationals win.
Yeah, and I also love the fact that they're brothers, and it's very easy for them to just hop in and try to train against each other, really push each other, and try to
Mhm.
get better at the game.
Mhm. I was explaining to Hot E when I was commentating with him that I want to call Pika the Omega Anomaly because just like his brother, they've been very quiet on social media. Unlike AK and the other competitors, they've been streaming, they've been labbing. You can get a feel of which characters they're going to be using based on what they say on stream and who they use. But the Omega brothers are up there in their lab. They're just amongst themselves. And I'm pretty sure they asked for practice matches, but I think it's a treat for everyone to see Pika hold a fight stick and show what he's got in this high level.
Yeah, I mean, he already showed everyone what he has in terms of casting when he was on the
Hmm.
broadcast team, but this time around he is competing, and it's something that he has mentioned that he wants to do as well.
Hmm.
So I'm very happy that we get to see him go up against these great players in the nationals.
There was a joke that we made off stage. We were saying that, oh, the winner of the role swap would be the one playing in the nationals.
It's a promotion tournament.
It's a yeah, but if you guys have been following the nationals last year, Pika did dominate in the role swap competition. He is a player. He was first a player, then he became a caster, then coach. So
He
he
called
has
it
three
yeah.
hats. Yeah,
He
go
called
for
it the easiest tournament of his life. By the way. That's what
Hey,
role
which
swap was for Pika.
it was. I mean, we're casting for a reason, but Pika is he's just a renaissance man of this game. He can cast it, he can coach, and now he's playing it in such a high level. And now we're gonna see AK welcome him into the nationals with whatever character he's going to choose. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. And
Mhm.
I am excited definitely for our featured match. And for the back half of the day as well, we haven't seen that much Leroy. We were talking about it earlier, how it might be Leroy Day again, much like
Mhm.
day one. But a lot of the players who actually brought it out are playing in our second half of the day. So if you guys are excited to see Leroy, you have to wait till then. But right now,
Mhm.
we are going to be heading into our featured match. It's going to be
Mhm.
SMO.Pica up against LP's AK.
Ooh. Whoa! Early Leroy day.
I had to
you, know,
say it.
you had to say it. And wow, all right. So AK surprising us all. I thought he was going for the Falcomron, but now he wants to try out as Leroy. Again, he's in a testing phase, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're gonna see how much Pika has labbed against this top tier character that is Leroy. Still sticking with Armor King, still sticking with his big guns. And now we're gonna see how it fares out against Leroy.
Let's see how quickly AK can adjust here to the rhythm of Pika, because one thing that Leroy really wants to utilize from his moveset is his ability to parry a lot of the moves his opponent can throw out. But in order to parry those, you gotta make the right reads. So it's very important for the Leroy player to figure out the rhythm of his opponent. But right now, AK comfortable lead right now against Pika.
Yeah, big hill to climb, and wow, first round goes to AK. And just like that, he's really able to utilize the launches and the orbitals and the moves of Leroy for him to gain that first round. Now Pika approaching, controlling the center of this stage, pushing Leroy against the wall here, but that could change because AK does have excellent movement. This is the first time we're seeing his Leroy in the Nationals. And closing out the distance, and just like that, they switch sides. Oh, again, the parry, but he wasn't able to follow it up. Nice giant swing option. Was able to break it. The real estate advantage is with Pika.
Right, big advantage for Pika. Tried to go for an unblockable setup.
Cancels it out last minute. Just goes for a simple low. Nothing too fancy because AK was in a life discrepancy.
Alright. One round apiece now for both players. Let's see who gets to grab the momentum here. Pika utilizing his movement excellently here. Really spacing out properly.
Yikes. Big while rising launch there from AK. And now Leroy, no stranger to wall damage. Nice biting dragon ender. And now Pika is fuming red. How is he going to use the rage drive or rage art of Armor King? Excellent. Do hit. Oh, gets the evil mist. Goes for the giant swing. And that is it. Wow, excellent stuff from Pica, really taking the fight to AK.
Now all of a sudden here, Podge, game point for SMO's
Mhm.
Pica. We head over to the Infinite. Big counter hit there.
Wow. Excellent stuff. Oh, couldn't follow it up, and AK was ready with the punish there. No walls here, so he's gonna have to choose this approach. Oh, nice. Pica chooses to go forward, but nice rising dragon launcher there from AK. Didn't get the screw. Excellent while rising punish there from Pica. Oh, the movement from Leroy once he's done with Hermit.
Alright, game point for both these players. But you gets to grab the momentum here, picks up our first game. But so far it is AK with a slight advantage over Pica. Brings out the Kane.
It's out of the way now. So one less thing to worry about for Pica, but you know, he has zip against AK, so he can't let his guard down. Trying to fish for something big. Just going for those pokes. And AK is winning the stand-up battle. Look, gets the chain punches after that parry. Now Pica needs to swing for the fences because the clock is burning in terms of time against him. And now rage is a factor. AK realizing that he ate that giant swing and closes that round out. AK with the Leroy.
Yeah, and you know, in that
Happy
final...
Leroy day.
Yeah, it came too soon. I was talking about how you might have to wait for the later half of the day, but AK deciding to go against our expectations will bring out his Leroy and win a very close first game there up against Pica's Armor King. And my AK looked good on the Leroy.
He did. He did. He was He looked more comfortable. He was really able to exploit the parries and the chain punches, and he was really able to just utilize the arsenal that Leroy puts on the table. Pica, though, again, it was a back and forth battle. It was really close. It was down to it was really down to the wire for both these esports athletes.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the things that decided those rounds there was just whoever of the two was able to land the first big hit. You know, I feel like AK, even though they at the start of the rounds they would just usually poke at each other, and then all of a sudden a player lands a big launcher, and most of the time it was AK getting those hits onto Pica using his excellent movement as that Leroy, and once he did gain that advantage, he was just able to continuously pressure Pica and really just pick up those rounds.
Yeah, he was picking him apart on the feet. I noticed
Mhm.
that, and then he went for the launchers when he was able to, and it just seems like I don't know. It seems like I'm shifting my attention away from Fakumram now and thinking that AK has this Leroy.
Maybe he will bench the Fakrum Realm for now, because again, he hasn't won on the Fakrum Realm, has already success on the Leroy, so we might see a shift more towards the Leroy here from AK. So something for the players to note down. Okay, AK is playing this Leroy. Just gonna add that to the list of characters he might bring out.
And we said it at the start of this day that you expect to see some Leroys. And I think everyone is kind of caught back that wow, AK is going to bring out the Leroy now. All right, I guess I said it before and I said it again. It might be Leroy month. We might see some Leroy.
It,
Not maybe all the time. Like we'll see like in every match, but it will be present at least once a day. That's
I
a
love
prediction I'm making.
I love though that it went from day one being Leroy Day in a span of 24 hours. It's all of a sudden Leroy month. That's how quickly the trend goes here in the nationals.
Yeah, you know what? With a very powerful character like Leroy, it's really hard not to grab that character and use him in high level because aside from him having great tools, he's pretty easy to use in high level. His
Yeah.
Hell Sweep is great. His Hermit stances are pretty good. So it's just business, you know.
Yeah, and you know, in the future, I guess we might see a lot more of those Leroy mirrors. And I think this has been a trend. You know, last season it was Geese. We saw a lot of players bring out the Geese Tower. That was the trend of last season. This time around, new stuff coming in. It's the new, basically
Meta.
big, yeah, new meta, new big guy in town. Everyone's gonna be busting out their Leroys, and we'll see. I guess we have to strap in for this one and really just wait to see who proves to be the best Leroy in the nationals.
Yeah. And not to discredit other players that stick to their mains, because I
Mm.
think if there's a solution for Leroy, AK will go back to that Shaheen. You also have players like Jules going with the Bob and Jin. You have Vermilion going with all his signature Devil Jin. You have Don Argus with this calling card that is Eliza. So you still have these character loyalists, and I wouldn't say that you wouldn't be so shocked if they try to go for the Leroy, but know that there are loyalists out there that are really going against the trend of Leroy.
The Leroys against the Loyalists.
No, someone hashtag that.
All right, guys, game 2.
Mm-hmm. Still sticking with the Armor King and going with the Forgotten Realm. Okay, good choice. I agree with this choice of Pika, with Pika, and he was able to take the fight to AK. So let's see, maybe diesel engine start for Pika. He just needs to get a little warmed up in this Leroy matchup because I'm sure that him and his brother have been practicing for this type of matchup with Leroy.
All right, Jaguars Playground as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of King and Armor King players love this stage due to the fact that they can pull off massive damage combos.
Mm-hmm. So AK
up with the low.
Wow, and following it up with a huge launch here. Breaks the floor right away, doesn't want to give AK any time to utilize the floor breaks. Excellent splat once again, breaks the floor, Chistos. Pica is off to a ferocious start.
Yeah, 0 to 100 very, very quickly. AK trying to fight back here. Pika has a big advantage.
Oh my god, the marching band, but no, Pika stopped the momentum of AK before he was able to get it going. Alright, one more floor break is available. Let's see who will score that. Good pickup there from AK. Finds the wall. He does! Oh my goodness. Tremor punches and he breaks the floor. But now we're at the bottom floor. That wasn't even a minute and we're already at the bottom floor, Chistos.
Yeah, no floor breaks available now, but Pika gets a big wall splat, can't convert into big damage here. Slams AK to the ground.
Oh, tries to go for the unblockable again, but just cancels it out. Stomps on him! And look at that, Pika! Again, just ferocious beginning, middle, and let's see how the end will be.
I swear, I think most King and Armor King players are just way more confident whenever it's Forgotten Realm.
Jaguars get a huge buff in this stage, Chistos. Now look at that. Ducks the chain punches. And now Pika trying to carry some offense over to Leroy's side. Oh, 4-4-3. Oh, no break there. Okay, he was able to break the second grab. Tries to go for the coffin punch. And now Pika trying to find an opening, but those hermit offense is really tricky to deal with. Okay, approaching. Kane is out of the way. Oh, goes for that scissor kick setup.
Patience.
Wow, it's a stand-up battle. Chistos, oh, Rage Drive finds its mark, and AK shifting the momentum ever so slightly. Pika is still 2-1 though.
Yeah, still game point here for Pika. Could very much force that third game, but man, AK seems to have found the solution here. He has slowed down Pika's offense.
And fourth round, and Pika is in the life deficit. Nice duck in the chain punches, but he gets the orbital. And AK is going to close this one out, biting Dragon Ender. Wow, Chistos, just like that. AK is at match point.
Yeah, you see there, Poch, how quickly AK stole the momentum back from Pika. Just as quickly as Pika went up 2-0. Now AK is at match point. Let's see, can Pika find a way to claw back here?
Oh, the parries are still a factor. And now Pika in the stand-up. Trying to trade blows with Leroy. Goes for the falling fist. Oh, nice, blocks the second low there. Coffin punch, but no counter hit. Pika's in the red. AK's got to watch out for that evil mist. Nice whiff punish there. Oh, he ducks it, blocks the orbital though. Less than 30 seconds left on the clock. The throw breaks are on point. Rage Drive out of the way. Scissor kick gets blocked. 20 seconds left. Still anyone's game. Blocks the heel drop. One more hit will do it. My goodness, everyone's holding their breath. Almost 10 seconds. Burn, and look at that. AK with one poke, getting 2-0 over Pika.
AK able to close out comfortably there against Pika. No funny stuff there, just goes for the simple low poke. Unfortunately, Pika not able to defend against that one. We'll give AK the 2-0 victory here, but man, was it close for the two of them.